Hello and welcome to the Thomas Miller Show. My name is Thomas Miller. Thank you for tuning in. I am broadcasting from a different location. So if you hear like rumblings in the background, that's just this massive air conditioning that's going on in where I'm broadcasting. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning into the show. I do appreciate it. Taking your time out of your day, your life, and giving me just a few minutes. I don't know if this particular podcast is going to go long or it's going to go short. My goal is to keep these things short and precise. Try to stay on track, not deviate too far off course. But I don't know about this one. And yeah, I don't know about this one. I had two conversations yesterday that actually had me thinking and pondering situations and how deeply controlled or programmed most of the general public is. And let me explain to you why. It's no secret in this current climate that we're in that racism plays a big part of it. And you hear all these government officials, you hear people talking about systematic racism, that it's ingrained, that some people are just less fortunate, that they're disenfranchised, that due to systemic racism, that they have problems in their lives. So it's really not their fault. This is where this becomes a little bit unforgiving, a little bit mean, a little bit unsettling, but I'm just going to call it for what it is. This is my opinion. People have choices. Now, before I really go deep into this thing, I want you to know that I am black. And the person I was having a conversation with is white. And so that's important to. So yes, I'm black, and the person I was having a conversation with was white. And this person started talking to me about, I understand why crime is committed, because some people are just disenfranchised, like minorities are disenfranchised, that things are unfair because of systematic racism or systematic things that have been put in place to keep certain ethnicities down. And I recognize that. And so I feel bad that they've built so many prisons and that most of the prisons are filled with minorities. And I'm listening to this and I'm going, you got to be kidding me right now. You really have to be kidding me. This is 2022. And this is still going on? Wow. And this is what I'm thinking as this person is talking. And as this person was talking, they kept saying, I understand why people go back to prison. I understand why the jails are overrun. The system is rigged. It's set up against them. It's not their fault that they return back to prison. And I'm sitting here listening to this going, you got to be kidding me. So after this person talks for a little bit, I interject and I say, how about personal choice? How about one's choice to do good or to do bad, or to be indifferent? When is it okay for someone not to be accountable for their own decisions in their life? And this person responds to me and they say, well, okay, that's a point, but wouldn't you agree that the bigger problem is this country was founded by deep racism And therefore, there's been systems in place to prevent minorities from succeeding, from keeping them out of prisons and jail cells. Could we do more as a society to get rid of all these systematic things put in place designed to keep people of color down? Again, I'm sitting here to listen to this and I go, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Now, this person is, nobody is without problems in their lives, but for the most part, this person that I was talking to has really no idea what it's like to grow up in a poor neighborhood or to be, quote, disenfranchised. Now, here's a hard thing about life and that people must realize. Yes, everyone starts out in life as a child, as an infant. That's it. You come into this world as an infant, and that's one starting. So at that part, we're all equal. Now, sometimes people have a head start, some people don't. And this is where the old narrative comes in. And I believe it goes something like this. It's not how you start the race, but how you finish the race. At a certain point in one's life, you're responsible for your own decisions. You're responsible that if you choose right or you choose wrong. Now, I understand that there's certain influences. There may be a couple of catalysts. There may be the deck may be stacked against some people, but that doesn't mean that you can't succeed. And let's not even talk about one's definition of successful, because there are many versions of success. So let's not even talk about that. Let's just talk about doing good, trying to be the best person you can possibly be. And let's just say one of those factors of being the best person you can possibly be is staying out of jail, staying out of prison. Everyone makes mistakes. I went to jail once. Being 100% honest, I went to jail once. That was the one and only time that I was in jail. And I made the decision right there never to return. This is not where I want to be. I have no desire to be here. I am not going to do this again. I'm just not. And I made that choice. This world, this programming, this acceptance of the deck is stacked against me, that there's people of color that are being held down by the white man, by white supremacy. Now, I don't discount that there are knuckleheads in the world. In every culture, every race, every society, every family has knuckleheads. But for the most part, people are not racist to the extent that they want to hold someone else down. It's usually other issues besides racism. If you are a racist, that has a major factor in one's decision of what you do or how you treat people. But for the most part, that is just but one factor. And even then, you still have the choice. I'm just really tired of people not being accountable for their own situations, for their own decisions, that there's something else. There's a reason why I made that decision, why I made a poor decision. It's not your fault. You were born black. It's not your fault. You were born Asian. It's not your fault. You were born Hispanic, Italian, Portuguese, whatever. It's not your fault that you make bad decisions, because You were poor. You were born into a poor family, so it's not your fault. In the United States of America, I'm going to say for the most part, racism doesn't exist to the extent that it did 50, 100, 200, 300 years ago. Like I said before, there are knuckleheads in every part of our society. There's always an exception to the rule. But we've had a black president. We have a black female vice president. Not the best one in the world, but nevertheless, black and female. We have lots of CEOs, people in high offices in their respected cities, mayors. Probably some of the top entertainers in the world are black. Me personally, I can walk down the street and I'm not hunted. We have black people on TV, and not just on TV, in prominent roles on TV. We have black-owned companies that are doing extremely well. Where's the racism? Right now, I have a podcast. One day, yes, I hope to make a little coin with this podcast. Yes, I do. I want to make a little coin. But I got to put in the work. However, anyone can start a podcast. I'm not special. What's going to make this podcast different from other podcasts is how much work I'm willing to put into this podcast to get my return out of it. My life had some ups and downs, like everybody's life. I am no special than the person listening to this podcast right now. I'm no more special than you. So we've all had our ups and downs. You just have to have the wherewithal to get up, dust yourself off, and you keep going. Will you be hit again? Yes. Sorry, you're going to be hit again. And again. And again. And again. You get up. You dust yourself off. You learn from it and you move on. You keep fighting. My grandmother, bless her heart, as a young man, from about the age that I was 12, she started telling me this world is going to hurt your feelings. This world doesn't owe you a thing. You are not special. So don't think that you're going to get out there in this world and think that you're special and the world has to bow down to you, because it doesn't. You have to work hard. In some cases, you have to work harder than the next person to get what you want. You will not be on government assistance. You will not be on the welfare. I'm raising you to work hard. Remember, when you go to work, you do a great job because they didn't ask you to work for them. You asked if I can work, if you could work for them. So you better go to work and do a good job. If you want to eat, guess what you got to do? You got to work. You want nice things, guess what you got to do? You got to work. You got to put in the hard work. And there's no excuse. There's none. That carried me through my young life, my young adult life, and now my middle-aged life. And I'm sharing these same things with my children. You're not special. You're special to me, absolutely. You're my children. And if I love you, then I have to tell you the truth. So when you listen to all of this rhetoric about white supremacy, about disenfranchise, the root problem, take a look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You're capable of doing whatever you set your mind to. However, make good choices. You don't want to go to jail? Then don't. It's just that simple. Sorry, then don't go to jail. You don't want to go to prison? Then don't go to prison. You want to have the next successful podcast or YouTube channel or music career or movie career or CEO, the best fireman, the best football player, the best basketball player, it doesn't matter. Then you make the decision and you make it happen. I'm so tired of all of this rhetoric. Like, it's not my fault rhetoric. Stop buying into this. We are in an exciting time in history to where someone in minutes now I sound like that website. Oh, you can get your website up and running in minutes. You can start a podcast or a YouTube channel in minutes. You don't need to go to school anymore to learn how to edit. When I first started doing broadcasting years ago, I had to go to broadcasting school. Don't waste your time with broadcasting school. It's a waste of time. Don't. Get yourself a mic on Amazon. You don't even need a top-of-the-line computer. If you got a computer that turns on, then you're good. You don't even need a big-time studio anymore. I'm broadcasting with an Amazon mic that I think I paid $36 for this mic. It's not the best mic in the world. It is not. But I've heard worse, and I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. I didn't have to sign a major syndication deal with someone. This podcast right now has the ability to go worldwide. It's what we call viral. It can go viral. I say what I want to say. If you listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. My feelings won't get hurt any other way. But what I'm saying is I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm making the choice. I'm not out robbing people, doing bad things. If I don't want to go to prison, I'm not going to prison. We have to stop buying into this narrative. Stop believing the lies. And if we're still experiencing racism, then when does it stop? When does it stop? I mean, you would figure, and I'm speaking to black people right now, and you figure if we have had a black president of the United States, arguably the leader of the free world, the most powerful man in politics, and he was black, and we're still yelling racism? Now I'm going to sound like The Miz. Really? 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 And then Obama gets out of office, Trump gets elected, Trump gets out of office, and then boom, we have a black female vice president. Really? 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 There's so much more that we could talk about on this issue, but I think I'm going to stop right there. I know this was a very heavy podcast. I probably pissed somebody off. Somebody got microaggressed. Someone's a little bit butthurt. But I'm tired of hand holding. I'm tired of saying, well, that's okay. It's okay. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Sometimes you need your feelings hurt. Sometimes you need a swift kick in the butt to get you going. Don't tell me what I want to hear. I can't get better that way. One more quick story before I really end this. 9th grade. I'm on the football field. Pretty darn good running back. I get the ball. Break through the line. I'm headed for the end zone, man. I'm headed for the end zone. I take a little nudge on the right side, little nudge on the left side, and out comes the football. It's going around on the football field. The other team picks it up, and they get possession of the ball. I'm crushed. I'm crushed because I broke through the line. I was headed. I was gone. I had just 2 more defenders to get past, which was not a problem. Boom, boom, and I cough up the football. I get to the sideline. Everyone's laughing at me. I got my uncle and my cousins in the stand, and they're laughing at me. Ha, 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 ha. You fumbled the football. Coach Boyd sits me on the bench, sits me out of play. I am really upset. And I know it's a football game, big deal. Well, at the time, when you're a freshman in high school, this is your world. This is the biggest thing that's going to happen to you. And at the time, this was me. And I just coughed up the rock. Sits me on the bench. Miller, sit. Sprouse, you're in. That's all he said. Turns, continues to look at the game. 2 plays later, Miller up. Come here. What are you not going to do? Fumble the football. Get in there. I am very happy to say I've never fumbled a football after that. At practice the next day, Miller, you're gonna have to change the way that you hold the football, and I'm gonna show you how to hold the football. Because if you continue to hold the football the way you do and fumble again, you won't be on my team. Here's how you carry the football. Do not drop it again. He literally said it in that tone. I had a choice to make. I could get butthurt. Why are you being so mean? He's so mean, he yelled at me. But it really came down to this. You have a choice to make. You either do it the right way or you do it the wrong way. Be prepared to accept the consequences on other side of your decision. It's your choice. And that's what I'm saying. It is your choice. Don't listen to all this negativity going around you. Listen to positive criticism, and sometimes positive criticism can come in the form of being mean, but it's always designed to make you better. Get up, dust yourself off, make the right decisions. You be the determining factor of what you do in life. Don't buy into all this crap that's going around. It's all lies. It's all lies. Whew. All right. Had to take a breath from that one. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Remember, you can email me, thomas.miller at thomasmillershow.com. Thomas.miller. Oh, no. Hang on. Thomas Miller. Just one Thomas Miller at thomasmillershow.com. I'll talk to you on the next podcast.